In the heart of ancient Egypt, when Thebes still shone as the jewel of the Nile, a woman rose destined to defy eternity. Her name was Nefertiti, meaning the beautiful one has come. But her legacy would not depend on a perfect face. She was beautiful, yes, but also pure ambition, a force of nature that shook the very foundations of the empire. Together with her husband, the pharaoh, she dared to challenge the dogmas of the age. The gods of Egypt. They toppled ancient idols, closed the temples of Ammonius, and proclaimed there was only one true god, Aten, the solar disk. Imagine the audacity, an entire world ruled by millennial priests, rich and powerful, humiliated in a single stroke by a visionary pharaoh and his heretic queen. They did not settle for speeches. They built a new capital in the middle of the desert, Amarna, a city dedicated to their sole god, a cursed city bathed in scorching sun. And on its walls, Nefertiti no longer appeared as a decorative wife. There she stood, shoulder to shoulder with the pharaoh, holding the scepter, the whip, even crushing Egypt's enemies beneath war chariots. She was more than queen. She was co-ruler, priestess, symbol, and executioner. A woman who turned faith into politics and earned enemies in every corner of the empire. And then, at the height of her power, the impossible happened. Nefertiti, the most visible woman in Egypt, vanished. From one day to the next, her name ceased to be written. There are no records of her death, no tomb with treasures, no mummy, nothing. It is the greatest mystery of Egyptology. How can someone so powerful disappear like that? The first theory speaks of plague. An epidemic swept through Amarna and may have taken her life. Perhaps she was secretly buried in a common grave, reduced to dust like any servant. But others believe in a bloodier version. Political assassination. The priests of the old cult, humiliated and thirsting for revenge, may have ordered her execution. And they did not stop at killing her. They erased her name from walls and documents, condemning her to eternal oblivion. The damnatio memoriae, the cruelest punishment of all. That your very existence be erased. Yet there is a third theory far more disturbing that turns everything upside down. A forbidden theory that could completely change what we think we know about her. After Nefertiti's disappearance, a new pharaoh appears with a strange name, Smenkhare. He comes from nowhere, rules briefly, and shares power with Akhenaten in a role only Nefertiti had occupied before. And here comes the masterstroke. The depictions of Smenkhare are hauntingly familiar. Delicate features, intimate gestures toward Akhenaten, almost affectionate. Something never seen between two men in Egyptian art. The sculptors of the time had a defined style, and what they carved does not lie. Smenkhare's features are practically the same as Nefertiti's. What if she never disappeared? What if, instead of dying, Nefertiti returned with a new name and a new title, disguised as a male pharaoh? It would be the boldest coup of antiquity, erasing Nefertiti so that Smenkhare could be born, a pharaoh with the face of a woman, ruling in Egypt that did not accept queens alone. This theory explains her sudden disappearance, the ghostly appearance of Smenkhare, and his shared power with Akhenaten. We are not talking about a queen in the shadows. We are talking about Nefertiti crowning herself as pharaoh, imposing her will under an invented name, the final move of a master player. Whatever her fate, Nefertiti's end was marked by defeat. After Akhenaten's death and Smenkhare's disappearance, the religious experiment collapsed. Tutankhamun, perhaps her stepson, restored power to the old gods. Amarna was abandoned, looted, its temples destroyed stone by stone. A sentence of oblivion was decreed. Names erased, statues defaced, murals hammered away until gone. They wanted to erase her revolution and her memory, but they failed, because in Berlin, centuries later, her bust appeared, intact, gazing with an enigmatic smile that neither time nor vengeance could extinguish. That gaze is her final victory. Nefertiti was beauty, but also ambition, terror, and absolute power. A woman who defied the gods and perhaps usurped the crown as pharaoh. Her tomb remains lost, her end a mystery, but her legend is immortal. The forbidden queen who may have become pharaoh will never be forgotten.